Hello, my lovely Sonar Wave back. This is something a little different from everything else I've been doing. This is something from my childhood. Um, it's this is the Zoids Liger, I think Wild it's called. I'm not 100% sure on that. This particular version of the Liger Zero is based off the one from the current Netflix show called Zoids Wild, I believe. I haven't watched it myself yet, but I was a big fan of Zoids when it was floating around. I watched both New Century and Zoids Chaotic Century and its second season, which was labeled Guardian Force. So I did grow up with them. Then I saw they were releasing new Zoids, and the images originally made me go, well, I'm not enthusiastic about these. They weren't talking to me. And then I saw them in store, and so far I've only seen these at Kmart. I saw these in store, and they didn't actually look that bad. So I picked up Liger, and I thought, he actually looks pretty good. So I'll take him home and I'll put him together and see how he looks. And I am pleasantly surprised with how much I actually like him. He's a little different from what I knew, but I actually really like this version of Liger. When I put him together, I sent a picture of it to a friend of mine, and he thought it was the Liger Zero Jaeger for a minute before he had a proper look at it. So, and that's because of the triple blades here, because that's what Liger Zero Jaeger was. It was speed, really, and I think he meant, I don't know if he meant Jaeger or Snyder. I'm not sure which one he meant now, because he tends to get a little muddled up with things. I don't know if he meant Snyder because of the triple blades that would come up and around and actually frame Liger Zero's face when he was getting ready to attack. Or if it was the colour scheme that made him think of Jaeger. So it could have been either or. I'd have to ask him. I might do that, actually, myself. But yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised with how much I actually liked the way he looked. And he wasn't hard to put together. It was quite, it was simple, but it was fun. But I think it's for 8 years and up. So you would expect it to be simple, but sometimes it's just not fun. But this was fun. I enjoyed it, and I will definitely be going back and getting another Zoid and putting that one together as well, because I did have a lot of fun putting it together. It's a bit like putting the Pokemon models together. And he's also motorized. You put a little AAA battery in him. It's not included, so you will have to get one yourself. But he can actually move, which is pretty cool. Didn't really have that sort of thing with the original Zoids when I was growing up. I did have a few. I unfortunately don't know what happened to them. Some of my stuff disappeared over the years, and I'm not really sure what actually happened to my Zoids. I don't remember. That's asking me to go back quite a few years, I'm embarrassed to say. Probably when I was about 12 around about that age was when Zoids was out and about, and you could go and buy them. They were, it was a little like putting together the original Zoid and a little different at the same time, but it was still a lot of fun. It's a great way to entertain the kids for a little bit, and it's easy enough for them to do on their own, really. They don't need much supervision. And it's just a fun little project for them, and at the end they've got this little moving robot, essentially, so they can, you know, reenact scenes from Zoids and whatever version of it that they watch. I didn't watch Zoid Fuses, it didn't appeal to me. I am, as I said, I'm missing a blade from this one. I don't know if it's floating around somewhere in my room or if it was a factory screw up and it wasn't put in there at all. And he does come with a little rider that can actually sit on the Zoid and pilot it, which is extremely different from the original way they used to, because they actually used to essentially sit in a cockpit in the head of the Zoid. The actual face would lift up and they would have a cockpit there. And this is different because now they actually sit on the Zoid and ride it, which I'm not sure about. As I said, I haven't watched the cartoon on Netflix, so, but I'm not going to be putting a rider on my Zoids. It ruins the aesthetic for me, but that's just me. Kids will love doing it. That'll be something fun for them to do, but for me as a collector, the rider's going in my drawer of crap that I've got, which is a lot. And yeah, never to be seen again, and this will be going somewhere safe. I haven't decided where I'm putting him yet. I'll have to see, but I'm looking forward to getting others, and I am very excited to actually have this one. It is obviously a cheap version compared to buying the official Liger Zero kit, or the Liger Zero Panzer, or whatever the Zoid you want. Those particular kits, are professional ones, are very expensive, like Masterpiece Transformers, expensive, and obviously not everyone can afford that. I did get one for a friend for his birthday one year, but if you're a collector like I am and you don't want to fish out the money for the proper kit, but you still want one in your collection, I would pick up this version of Liger Zero. He's not actually that bad. The more I look at him, the more I am coming to really, really like him. And he is definitely something worth getting and having, especially if you love Zoids at all. So, but I mean, even he might be cheap, but the detailing for him, like the jaw actually works. These, yeah, just detail in the tail can be moved as well. This is the trigger to make him, to get him to walk. Probably my only issue is how loose these feet are. I would have liked something better to just make them a little bit tighter. I'm not a fan of how loose they are. So as you can see, he does actually move, not necessarily the best, but you know, if you're an 8-year-old kid, that's going to entertain the hell out of you. And really, I didn't get him for the mobility aspect. I got him because he was a nice reminder of my childhood and just something quirky and fun, and yeah, so definitely something worth getting, regardless of whether you are a fan of Zoids and have been for a long time, or if you're a parent looking for something to entertain the kids with. This is definitely something that'll entertain your older ones. They'll have fun building something, and it'll be motorized, so they can have more fun with it. They can have battles. They can let their imagination go. But that's it from me for the time being. Again, I will get the Rodimus review done this week. I promise. I will try and have it up at some point in the next week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay kind to each other, and remember to smile, because you're beautiful and you are unique and you should own it. Take care, guys.